Hey everybody, this is Dr. J. John and Kamal, streaming live from somewhere in the northeastern part of the United States. So how you been doing, Arjan? We haven't seen you in a while.
I've been doing good. I live in the woods now, so I've been busy doing all sorts of landscaping, got a hot tub, but today I want to get back to the stocks because it's been a while.
You're still into the metals and the oils and energy and
Yeah, that's been my theme for a while. I'm not really going to back off it. I have other stuff, but that's going to be my horse for at least the rest of the year, I think.
yeah, well, I followed you on impuy, and that one is, it's not collapsing, but it's not going anywhere.
Yeah, it's been
Uh,
interesting.
I want you to take a look at four metals, impuy, maybe, well, at least one of the others, GLD or NEM or
Yeah.
or HL. But let's start with SPY. What do you got
Yeah,
for
we'll
us?
start with SPY just because why not? I remember at some point a long time ago, you said SPY was going to hit, I think, 545 and then retrace.
No, I said 545 to five. I had a range. 545 was most likely. 530 to 560 was my range.
Yeah, you just about nailed that, it looks like. 565. And then I remember that pullback was during some Asian country had some interest rate
I
thing.
think it's called Japan.
Yeah, Japan interest rate. So that led to this mini panic, but it stopped, at a place that I think we always had been targeting based on a lot of movement there, the low 500s.
Well, look at the beautiful ABC pattern that it turned in.
Yeah, exactly.
Corrective pattern.
And what's really nice too is it's maintaining a nice trend. I mean, it briefly dipped below it, but then nice green back up. So
We have a rocket ship going. I expect it to go, fully expect it to go to 610.
yeah, we're going up more, I think. Yeah,
By the end of the year. I mean, not tomorrow.
right. But yeah, it's a nice channel that anytime it seems to go below it here, it just rebounds.
It's conceivable it could go to 610 by the election.
Yeah, and then all bets are off. But yeah, I could see that.
Look at this rocket. It's a rocket ship.
Yeah, fantastic.
Even if it pulls back 5% in between, so what?
Yeah.
It's moving.
Yeah, it'll probably get choppy here. But then if it doesn't, I agree. It's going to just go. You might see like something like this up, maybe back here, and then straight back.
You're going to get your pullbacks, no question, along the way. But I think 610 is the first major target that from which it could have a big move down.
Yeah, I think we're all bullish. We don't need to spend much more time on this.
No.
All right. What's next?
But Bitcoin.
Bitcoin. This one's probably going to surprise me because I haven't looked at Bitcoin in quite some time. Oh, that's a number I like, 59 something. Okay.
I don't like the current chart on Bitcoin at all.
Yeah, this one's definitely choppier. And it's not establishing a new upward trend, which is really
you put in the 200-day moving average, you'll see that that's resistance.
Could you do like the 6 months instead of 2 years?
Yeah. I was still on the SPY view. But look at this trading range. I mean, it's huge.
Very, very choppy. And if you just add the 200 in.
Yeah.
Because you can see that's a resistance area.
Yeah, let me do these. Let me add in a bunch of them. I'll do the 50. I'll do the 200, and then I'll do like a 9-day or something, just so we have. Yeah. I wanted that to be a different color. 1 sec. Yeah, let's get this in blue.
I think we're vulnerable here to retest the recent low.
Yeah, so the 50 just crossed below the 200, which is never good. But yeah, I agree. I think the low that it made here, which was lower than the low here, is definitely concerning. If it whipsawed back up past these levels here, I would have been a little less concerned, but it seemed to stop right around the 62-ish.
And to look at the price action over the last 10, it looks like 10 days.
Yeah, it's in a downward channel for sure. So
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's if you check the highs and you draw a channel, it looks like yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
yeah, something like this. This isn't perfect.
No, that's very steep. But if you go to the previous
The
mountain,
good news is it's looking a little bit like a bear flag.
yep, that's what I'm talking about.
A bull flag.
Yeah. I mean, Kamal's seeing lower highs, which is valid. And then in the really short term, I think what you're talking about here is anytime it hits the 50, it basically just comes back down. So the 50, when it's resistance and not support, it's not really our friend here. So I would be moderately concerned that we're going to go back to 53 before you get to 60.
Maybe even lower, like 50,000 again.
Yeah, I think like the level that you saw here, you can be fairly confident in. I mean, it had a long tail there. So yeah, in the 50 to 52 range, I wouldn't bet personally on it going much below that. But yeah.
Everybody and their brother is still extremely bullish, which makes me hesitate.
Yeah, when the cab driver is telling you about crypto, that's the warning sign.
And again, it's supposed to be a risk-on asset, follows the S&P up. Well, it hasn't. Not the last 10 trading days suck.
Right. So choppiness.
Yeah, the best way to characterize it is choppy.
Yeah, choppy, and until we can take out some of these highs, I think it's clearly in a mini downtrend.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Opposite to spiders. So.
Yeah, but I mean, on the plus side, you're right now the level that you're at is about even odds. You go to 51 versus a 70, right? And I think like I don't know which of those it's going to get to first. It might go to the 50 first, but I actually could personally see a world where we don't go much below 53 either. I think that's what I think would be more likely is
it could come back all the way up to the 200 and then collapse again.
That's true also. Yeah.
But it's in a range and it's choppy. That's the best way to characterize it.
Yeah. All right.
Let's do one more Bitcoin play, mstr.
Yeah, mstr here we're going to look at.
I think it's got a slightly better chart than Bitcoin.
Yeah, this one looks better for sure. I mean, this candle, can anyone explain that? Because I'm not plugged into mstr. What happened on August 5th?
That's the 10th, maybe the 10 for 1 reverse split.
Oh, okay.
Announcement.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Actually,
I would not worry about that candle.
Yeah.
That candle's very bullish. So
it is. It definitely is. And it stopped at a really interesting level here too. So I think
this bodes well for Bitcoin not totally collapsing, because this is a proxy for Bitcoin.
This is the trend I'm seeing here, more or less. I mean,
it's actually a very good line. I like it.
Yeah, this one I think makes the most sense to me because, like you said, throw out this candle. You're seeing higher lows on a pretty long time frame. You could argue that
I wouldn't throw it out completely. You see the previous low? If you
Yeah.
draw a horizontal line, it intersects the big green candle. I think
Yeah.
that's what lower. You know, the low. You see the middle of that candle, approximately.
Right here,
Lower.
basically.
Yeah, right there, right there.
Yeah.
That's going to be support.
Yeah. I think that is support. This is flagging somewhat. And I think the fact that it's like right on this lower trend line, I'm charting, but I think I would buy some a little bit now, based on this.
I wouldn't be based because Bitcoin looks so choppy. I would wait.
Yeah, maybe. But I do like that it's at the lower end of I mean, you might get 120. You're right, but I think
So
it's
I want
okay.
to ask: does that represent any flag of some sort? You know that it's like getting condensed into like a
Yeah.
pointy.
Some people say that's a bull flag, like a pennant.
Yeah, you could draw from the high, the 2000 high.
Yeah. Because what some people do is they look at
That's definitely a pennant.
it's this sort of this pattern here where
Yep,
it
that's what I'm
converges.
talking about. Exactly
That,
right.
that's it.
So
Yeah.
so that looks like a bull flag to me, right?
Yes.
It does. It does. That's why I think I'm okay nibbling here. I mean, but what you'll really want to look for, I think, is what happens at the end of the month, because it might flag and then dip and then back up. But I think it's safe to say that we've seen the worst on this, at least this month.
This one,
Correct.
this one is one of my biggest percentage winners of the year. But I'm not adding, I'm not selling. Just
Yeah, I don't probably have as much as you, but I definitely own a piece of this.
yeah.
But I mean, if you want to be a little bit pessimistic here, you do want to see the 50-day start to creep back up. It is in the short term, it's been very choppy, and you want to get back up to the 150-ish level and take out the 50 before it goes back to the 200.
I think that where we drew the horizontal line is going to be strong support.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's interesting when you draw this, you see the 200 was a perfect bounce.
Someone says Sava is going to hit 42 soon. Could we take a look at it?
It's a big statement. Let's see if we can corroborate this. Oh, wow. I own this, but I haven't looked at it, to be honest, in a long time.
Yeah, so you're happy at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have actually, no, I do have a decent bit. Yeah, my average is like 23 or something. Because
my average is 16.
Because I was buying actually around here, and then I didn't even know this dip happened. What happened in June?
So they're coming out with data at the end of November on a phase 3 study.
So if this is hitting 42 soon, let's see, where is he getting this number from? I'm gonna look at a longer time frame here because the short term here is just too steep. It's kind of distracting to me.
And you could put a 1 in front of the 42. I'm serious. It's possible it could take off before the data is read.
That's true. Okay, so here's where 42 comes from. 42 is the high of the year. I mean, why not? Look, when you look at a chart like this, the chart, you just throw the chart out, and it's like these plays are a coin flip a lot of the time.
The chart is extremely bullish.
The chart is bullish, but it's a bio. You taught me this. With bios, you look at the chart, but you remember.
The bios are inherently dangerous, no doubt.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, if this is going to 42, like, let me see here. I'm just trying to find some levels here that make sense because the short-term chart.
All these viewers keep coming from Boston. Don't they know we're Yankee fans? What's going on?
They're halfway between where I live and where you live. That's funny.
You're a Pirate fan, also.
Yeah, I'm a Pirate. I'm never gonna root for Boston teams, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, this one, like, if you own it, you probably want to hold on. If you don't own it, I mean, would you chase? I don't know if you're buying here, or maybe you are buying here.
If you don't own it, you start nibbling and averaging.
Yeah.
You don't care where, because the top is meaningless on this.
Right.
It has all kinds of crazy potential. It could go to 0, but it could also go to 3,000.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if you were to start scaling in, I guess you do it slowly. That's our take.
Yeah, always average in.
Yeah.
There's no hurry. You average, even if you want to be in for the readout, you still got a couple of months.
Readout is it around election time, like November or something?
Like early December.
Yeah. So you have a 3-month runway here.
Yeah. All
right. So buy the dip, maybe, if there is one. Okay.
There probably will be. It's highly volatile. So.
Yeah. It just smells like with these types
I bought some today. I added today.
Okay.
I added at 28 today.
Nice.
Could we take a look at Mankind? I added equally to Mankind, this one, anvs, and smmt. Equal dollar amounts, not equal stock.
I like this chart a lot. This is fantastic because what it's doing is it's basically just consolidating at higher highs or higher lows. Sorry. I see this as quite bullish. Today's candle is weird, but it's bullish overall.
On the fundamental side, I think they have prospects for increasing revenues for the next couple of years, maybe.
Yeah.
And I think you may not get rich with this one, but I think it's going to outperform the S&P over the next few years. So why not own a piece?
Yeah, it's a fun chart, definitely. I think I'd be willing to buy some more right around here too. You're near the lower end of this trend. You got the 50-day that might have been some support today, and it's pretty nice. I mean, like you're going up, down, but the downs are always getting higher and higher.
I think we'll see $6 personally, but before the end of the year.
Yeah, I mean, it's already hit 6, so why not? Why not?
Yeah, it'll retest that high.
On a longer, I like doing these longer term charts just because I like to see what.
It's a beautiful channel.
Yeah, the channel's great. I mean, yeah, because $6 too. If you look at a longer time frame here, that's a very key level. I mean, you can see that historically, that's over the last 4 years been the number that you got to take out. So
once it takes that out, it'll trade in the 6s for a while, 6 to 7.
Yeah, and then the next stop is. Yeah, no, I like this one. Good. Very good.
Not to get rich, but I think it's fairly safe for a bio-direct.
Yeah, I mean, what you're basically telling everyone is you have 20% upside rest of year. That's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's a lot better than a 30-year treasury.
Yeah, 20% in 4 months. I think if anyone wouldn't take that, I don't know what you're invested in.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
And the downside is minimal, I think.
I don't see much. I mean, unless some unforeseen event brings it back down to 450. I mean, this is a good channel. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's take a look at SMMT. I bought some more of that today.
Yeah, what are we doing with this one? Wow, you have a lot more bios than I do.
I only have 5. I have Novo Nordisk, which I don't count.
I think I have 2.
Novo Nordisk is really a blue chip, so I don't count that.
You have this one?
I do. I bought it. You see the big move up a little while ago.
Yeah.
Can you? Yeah. You see where it made that big shoot up?
Yeah.
That one. Yeah. At that point, I charted it. It was on the show, and I said $7. I'm going in. Pulled back to $7. I went in. And
Wow.
I added for the first time today.
And it's great because for those who haven't watched the show much, $7 is the halfway point on this big green candle.
How do you think that's exactly my reasoning? Well, you know me.
That's classic Dr. Dre here. That's classic.
Yeah.
And look what it did. It returned almost 80%.
I said it's going to go back up to the top again, and it did. It's a very good prospect. In a head-to-head phase 3 against Keytruda, it beat Keytruda.
What's really fun with this one is you're now back at levels that historically it traded at its very top. So I mean, if it's this huge cup that it's forming, and then like if it can take out the 12s, I mean, you might really see something.
I expect I'm going to make some more money on this. Yeah.
Yeah.
I added. Someone else might have sold. I added.
I hope you have tens of thousands of shares.
I wish I had tens of thousands. The problem with me is I have most of my money concentrated in the Mag 6.
Yeah.
And that's been choppy over this rally.
Yeah, see, maybe I just think about things differently. Well, I have a different time frame, that's for sure. But I would be taking some off if I bought at $7.
I'm a little crazy. I think $21 is my target.
Wow, I would have sold it.
That's awesome.
And let's look at the fourth one that I added onto today, Novus, anvs.
Yep. This one, viewers have seen this one many times. This is kind of a funky chart. I don't love it or hate it on first glance. Let's see, what are we doing here? We have some interesting levels. Actually, I don't like this trend line. I'm taking this out. It's meaningless.
2 points. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this one it's not telling me a whole lot. Like the trading range I drew there might make some sense. But
I'll tell you the fundamentals. The fundamentals are easy. They had a phase 3 Parkinson's trial, and they had mixed results. Didn't beat the top line. Didn't beat the top line criteria, but it did for subgroups. And they have an FDA meeting coming up September on that, and one coming up in October, I think, for Alzheimer's, or maybe the other way around. But they're meeting with the FDA twice, once in September, once in October. I think those meetings are going to either send it through the roof or not.
I mean, at these levels, why not? Why not own a little? I think it's fine because you're at historically lows that you're very close to all-time lows, basically. And what's really interesting and good to see here, the volume in July was the highest ever, I think. So it's quite possible that people have been accumulating. Well,
can you do me a favor? Can you do the 3 months? I just want to see something there. Yeah. 3 months. You see a bull flag there? You see that the line that you have there, and then if you draw a line from the top candle down, You see that it's going to start. It's
You-
breaking.
Kamal is right. We definitely have a bull flag there.
You see, no, further down, down.
That's it.
Right there. That's it. That's what I'm talking about.
You definitely have a bull flag.
Yeah, so that pennant, and we broke to the upside from there.
Correct. That's what I see. I have the same exact flag drawn on my chart.
Very bullish.
That is bullish. That is bullish on a short-term framework. Yeah, I mean.
And Darth Jawa said, Biodrec finally getting out of the doldrums. Fed rate cut will help, as it will the entire NASDAQ 200, Russell 200, 2000, Russell 2000.
All eyes on Jerome forever. But yeah, I mean, the way I would break this down after what Kamal said is, I would say odds are maybe 70% you get to 1050 before 750, maybe even 75%. So
looks like a good Kamal swing trade.
It's a nice coin flip.
I have it.
Kamal bought it already for a swing.
Yeah. Making $1.50 on a $9 stock is not bad. And then you can hold more for the long term. Yeah. I'll buy this after the show. Sure.
All right, now you do what you wanted to do, the energy play and the metals.
Yeah, I'm going to start with, I have two metal plays that I've really liked. They've done well for me this year, but they've become choppy as of late. I've owned them since the threes, so this current level I'm fine with, but
platinum has gone down to about 3% recently.
It has, but I pretty closely track the supply demand on this, and the supply side still seems to be in a shortage. So I think that the choppiness is just due to volatility. I don't think that there's been any true material changes in the actual outlook on the demand or the supply. And it's definitely picking back up recently. It looks quite good the last week or so. I do think you might remain in choppiness land for a little longer, but what I do like is, since it has made the major lows where I bought in big, it's never really shown too much of a sign of revisiting them. And I think these key lows that it made in early August at the low fours were significantly higher than the prior support.
I'm looking for 550. I think that's my target on that.
Okay. I'm still looking for 750 on this just because that was my original thesis, and I'm sticking to
it. It might get there, but I think I'm going to buy to tomorrow. I'm going to add tomorrow and sell a piece at 550.
I think that's reasonable. You do a little swing back up to these highs because, basically the way I always look at these plays, you take profits on the swings, but you hold your core if you are kind of following a similar thing I'm doing.
That's basically what I have in mind.
Yeah. And
what's your other energy play? SBs, something?
Yeah, so these are all platinum. I'm less in energy these days than platinum, so I'm not actually going to do any energy plays today.
I sold all my uranium crap.
Oh, I don't even think I have any of that. This one, I think, so the chart doesn't look amazing on this one, but the thing I do like about this one is it's cheaper than impuy, and I actually think that they should basically be valued the exact same. But the chart doesn't really agree too much with my thinking because the 50-day has been resistance, not support here. So I actually think like the chart it's pretty bearish as of now, at least in the short term. But what I'm looking for is I'm looking for it to turn the actually, this trend is not really doing much for me, but I'm basically looking for it to turn the 50-day into support rather than resistance. And once it goes back up, bounces off that, and makes a new uptrend that supports this, then I'll start buying quite a bit more of it. But my average is around $4 here.
Short term, it looks okay to me, the chart.
Looks okay, but the issue I have with it is these lower highs and lower lows.
Well, long term, intermediate term, it looks like not too good.
Right. But yeah, I think you might be able to swing it, but I also think it might dip one more time here before you see the real move.
You could get a retest of the lows.
Yeah, you could get a retest of the lows, but I'm hoping you just get a higher low. And where I would start to become bullish again in a pretty meaningful way is if you get a pattern sort of like this and you continue this uptrend. I don't need it to be this. Today's violent green candle actually probably tells me that it's going back down tomorrow because it stopped right at the 50. But I like this one long for 750, and I think short term.
Does it generally follow the price of platinum?
Well, this is a minor, so it's slightly less. Well, it's tied to the metal, but you know how there's a slight disconnect there.
Sure.
So for this one, for me, it's a bet more on the company's fundamentals are just, I think, telling me this should be worth something closer to 6 or 7, and it's saying 442. So
without charting it, I'm going to say that I'm also very bullish NEM and GOLD and HL.
Let's look at HL real quick, just because I have some
BCRX when you get a chance. BCRX.
BCRX. I have not thought of that stock in a long time.
Got that one, so come on.
Yeah, I will. That was one of my first big winners ever. That was a fun one. That was back when we were in Jake's land.
It's got a nice move.
Yeah, this one I have a pretty good chunk of, and I'm a big fan of this company. I like it a lot.
Monkeypox is responsible, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know if they're if they're a monkeypox play or not, but maybe they are.
Yeah, possibly. It's a good chart. I mean, you're in an up channel. You're at the top of that channel, so you might pull back, but I don't see it. I don't really think it's going to go much below the 50-day, if at all, for quite some time. And I'll buy dips here. I
think maybe it's a pure takeout play at this point.
Could be. That I don't know about. If that is, then so be it. But
I mean, I'm trying to explain the recent move. I haven't been following fundamentals.
I'll buy dips. I mean, my target here has always been 750 also. So I think I'll take a good bit off even before that. But
I don't own it.
You don't own this?
No.
Okay. You might not want to buy it right now.
I don't have any interest in it.
Yeah.
The chart looks interesting, but I don't think I have interest.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so now we'll do
BCRX and do the year to date. Just click on the year to date.
What I like what I'm seeing already.
Okay, so if you draw a line from mid-March all the way up, you see where the top, yeah. No, from the top.
What were we looking at before?
Yep. Well, I just have too many lines on this chart. I got to clean it up. Something like this.
That's exactly what I'm looking for, yeah.
So that's your resistance, basically.
Yeah, that's the upper channel, I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's a nice upper channel. I mean, you can make a lower channel here. It's not going to be perfect, but I think this is fine. it pains me to see that it's in the sevens. I remember a long time ago, this was $15, $17 when I was in it.
So a lot
Right.
less.
And it's been struggling to go over the like the 7, and now it went. But you see that the horizontal line that you drew
Yeah.
on top, it went
Yeah.
above that. So it looks good to me. That's what I just want to bring that to your attention.
I think it looks good too because it's starting to base a little bit or chop right around a level that at the beginning of the year it couldn't crack. Yeah, I mean,
That's my point. I wanted to point out that it cracked that level.
I like this chart overall, but I also would not be surprised if it goes back down to 725 first, maybe, but it might not. So I mean, I don't know if I want to. Actually, I'm not going to buy it just because I've had way too much history with this stock.
Let's wrap up the show with Palo Alto Networks.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll look at this and then we'll call it a day. All right. So,
are they up after earnings?
yeah, they're up. Well, decent bit. They're up about 2-3%. That's not bad. So
good.
they're right. Yeah, right now they're trading at a level that is the highest it's been since about February.
Looks like it wants to challenge the old highs.
Yeah, and what's nice is it still has a little bit more gap to fill here. This gap is the one that it just filled, the one from February up, but it still has a little bit of gap from the huge dip at the end of February. So you might see it try to go to that 360, 370 level.
If it does, if any pullback probably should be bought.
Yeah.
If you own it, I own it. So
somebody asked for GOVX, and I like it. I like it. I just want to bring that up.
Monkeypox play.
Yeah, we'll do that and then call it. But yeah, this one I love the trend, the long-term trend. It looks really good here. I don't own it, but I might soon. GOVX. Monkeypox play. Well, okay, let's get all these lines off the chart and see if we can discern anything here, because right now I'm just seeing a whole lot of volatility.
It had a big move and pulled back.
Big move, pulled back.
Yeah. So should we go to the middle of that green candle?
Well, the middle of the green candle, but you might even actually just wait for the bottom of the red. Well, actually, you're already there. Ugh. I
wouldn't touch this. It's too.
I don't have the appetite for this one.
Too volatile for me.
But sure, if you want to do the middle green candle thesis, then 550. I mean, yeah, talk to me at 550, or maybe it goes back up to 11. But yeah, either way, I agree with Dr. J.
On headlines with monkeypox.
Because yeah, if you go super long term here, I mean, this one is just.
I think Seeger is another monkeypox play. SIGA, I think.
Yeah.
I think, if I remember correctly.
But we gave the viewers maybe 10, 15 charts. That was not bad.
It's tremendous. You did really good. I'm going to hire you.
We're trying to squeeze everything out of Arjun.
I'm going to hire you. So it's really good to see you, Arjun, and thanks for charting, Kamal. Thanks for the insight on bcrx and on anvs.
Yeah.
Kamal made some valuable contributions today. That's it for today. Adios, amigos, and ciao.
Ciao. See you next time.